Please welcome the teams, Dryburgh Athletic and FC Edinburgh.
Well, good afternoon and welcome along to the Indodrill Stadium Recreation Park, give it a Sunday name. We are in Alloa for the Championship League One Cup Final. And a slightly different look, but a familiar face in Dryburgh Athletic looking to retain the trophy they won last year. Up against FC Edinburgh Ambitious, looking up the way, doing really well domestically. And should be a good contest here between two sides that actually in the pyramid of the SWF are not too far apart, albeit in different divisions. Both sides lined up ahead of this one, alongside myself, Callum, Patterson, former player and very much part of the furniture at SWF these days. Kim Guthrie is alongside. Kim, great occasion, good crowding as well, bitterly cold day, but hopefully a good game on their hands.
Definitely, I'm really looking forward to this contest. Both teams have had really competitive seasons so far, Dryburgh particularly in the cup competitions, and Edinburgh having a great league campaign so far, so it's looking like it'll be a tight contest between these teams. I'm really looking forward to it.
So as we go through the usual handshakes, a little look at the teams then. We'll run through the full team line for both sides. For Dryburgh, Chantal Mackay will start and goal, one of many players that featured in the final last year. Melissa Gormley is 2, 6 is Sophie Aitken, 8 Darian Gowan, 9 Megan Robb, 10 Laura Bogue the captain, 11 Alma Codigoni, 16 is Tegan Clark, 18 Kia Irvin, 19 Hannah Innes, and 20 is Chelsea Loney. On the bench, Katie Hassett is on there, as well as Zoe Morland, Clara Lang, Gabriella Watt, Mia Lang, and also Sarah Patterson, who was a heroic goalkeeping effort in the semi-final, moving up from the recreational side. For Edinburgh, it's a fairly settled side as well. Shenai Gamro is in goal, Alex Wilkinson with the number 2, 5 is Caitlin Lynch, 7 Hannah Markley, 8 Emma Mitchell, 10 is Daniel Forsyth the captain, 15 Deborah McLeod, 16 Olivia Murphy, 17 Jaden Simmons, 18 Amy Lynch, and 19 Nee Fellinger. On the bench they have Ash Clark, Ellie Crawford, Louise Vaughan, and Nicole Rutherford. So very much poised here as the photos take place of both sides. One key figure in there for Dryburgh, of course, who were the winners of this cup last year against Montrose. Megan Robb, an influential figure on the side, but she did pick up a bit of a knock and a bit of a big one, we thought, in the semi-finals. But she starts today, and I think that's something, Kim, you brought up before we went on air, that, well, she's going to recover well, hopefully fit enough to play a part here, because a big player for Dryburgh. Yeah,
pivotal player in their cup campaign so far. And like you said, she suffered an injury in the semi-final. We didn't know if she would start today, but it's great for her and great for the Dryburgh team to see her getting a start in what could be their most important game this season.
It was talked about Mackenzie and the coaching team earlier in the week that they became a bit of a cup team because they've struggled a bit in the league. Bottom of the championship after 30 matches. They don't concede many. A few draws in there, but they haven't maybe put the ball in the back of the net at the other end, which probably would help them away from any danger if they can just find that bit of mojo there. But they have had a couple of wins in recent times, and particularly in this cup competition. But as we touched on, Edinburgh are a side that feel like they're looking to move up the leagues, a bit of ambition about them, join a big clutch of Edinburgh clubs that have been a figure in Scottish women's football down the years. Hibs, Hearts, Spartans, to name 3, and it's going to be Dryburgh in their predominantly maroon colours, going from left to right in this first half. Great to be with us for our live coverage here of this Championship League One final from Alloa. First time this cup competition's been held here, and the final has brought in a decent crowd. As I say, it's about -3 outside. It's pretty chilly, but a little bit of snow, I think, on the pitch, but the artificial surface has been cleared and it's looking pretty well here. It's been lost there, and Lowney looking for a bit of support down the channel for Corrigoni. A live wire figure, but marshalled out by Amy Lynch. Must have gone late. Chasing for the ball to take a decent position for the throw-in. Up towards Corrigoni. Markley trying to find some help to get some distance away. All right, on the side of the team in black for the throw-in. Long by Fellinger. Bobbing around there. Markley trying to get a foot in. High by Lynch. Being allowed to bounce by Clark. Stays in FC Edinburgh's possession. Little flick through for McLeod. When it goes for Simmons. Forsyth waiting. It might come to Forsyth, though. She's just not quite got her foot on it. That was a big chance as it came through to her in space. And, well, 2 minutes barely on the clock. First big opportunity going to Edinburgh.
Yeah, massive chance there for FC Edinburgh in the box. She'll be disappointed with that.
One of those maybe so early in the game, don't quite expect such a big chance. Big glaring gap for her to take the chance there, but the captain not quite getting quite right early on, but good early opportunity for Edinburgh, who are very much harrying Dryburgh here. Anytime Dryburgh have had any possession.
Yeah, Edinburgh will be looking to get down the wings like they do in their league matches where they found success getting the ball high and wide to their quick wingers to get that dangerous ball into the centre.
McLeod plays it back. Good joy down that side. Getting a little nervy in defence here is trying to get in there with Simmons, and they do have a attack and throw again here, Edinburgh. Getting no time, Dryburgh here. Murphy with the throw and in with a bit of help, and nice play here. Not the best ball Markley was looking for initially, but that one will fizzle out of play, and just a bit of respite needed for the side of Maroon as Mitchell couldn't quite get the shot that she wanted. .6 points clear in League One at the start of the weekend, where the FC Edinburgh enjoying life this season and playing some good football in the division. Ball was looking there for Rob for Dryburgh, and back in the Edinburgh side possession, but only briefly. Fellinger trying to keep it in a side's path, but now launched forward. Ball with that and looking for someone in Maroon. Goalless making a run. It's bubbled down for Corrigoni. Fellinger keeping their company though. Simmons making a good advance and run. Just launched out of play by Aitken again. Busy start for the Dryburgh defence.
Yeah, FC Edinburgh definitely starting on the front foot here, trying to apply a lot of pressure in the first 5 minutes. Good initial play, but Rob back there defensively for Dryburgh.
Might be a little short here, and is a little short here as Codigoni can get a bit of headway here. Golan support, Codigoni making a great run, and here is Golan. There's the chance. What a challenge sliding in there. Fellinger and Dryburgh have barely had an opportunity to get into the FC Edinburgh half, but a counter attack, and what a big tackle to stop it from going 1-0.
Yeah, Dryburgh just steal the ball in the centre of the park there and break away so quickly with Codigoni. Plays in a great ball for the attack from Dryburgh, but what a tackle to stop that. Clear chance on goal there.
Perfectly timed. And then the corner to follow here. Over the top of the heads and away by Simmons. Gormley and Robb keep it for Dryburgh, just looking for a bit of possession as well. Out with that break, they've not had an awful lot of that. Irvin's given that away though, and now maybe a chance here for McLeod to get herself forward. Irvin robustly back defending though after her initial mistake. And towards McLeod. That's easy enough for Shanti Mackay. One of a number of players for Dryburgh with plenty of top flight experience. Played for four from the past, but back in the team as well, as I mentioned at the start. Sarah Patterson had to come in and goal. Kept a clean sheet as well in the semi-final. Part of the squad on the bench today for this final. It's loose again, and Markley trying to scoop up, but Ennis tried to stop the threat of attack. Back with the side in black now, though. Fellinger. Markley, and back it goes. Fellinger once more with it in her path. A little bit tight for space. Pull around for Fender to try and get it back and forward, but Ennis comes away with it for Dryburgh. Not for long though. One or two shouts in there, but play on. McLeod. Lunch across. Chance here for Mitchell perhaps, but that'll fizzle out. But again, Dryburgh get no time really on the ball here whenever they do get it, Kim.
No, Edinburgh's pressure is really high here, so whenever Dryburgh in defence get on the ball, Edinburgh are right on top of them, putting them under a lot of pressure, making the defence make decisions and make mistakes.
Here's Rob keeping it in play. Goal scorer in the win last year when they were perhaps seen as underdogs against a high-flying Montrose at the time. But they smashed and grabbed a goal on the counter actually. Talking about the counter they had earlier. But here is Rob once more. Looking to try and feed in there towards Golan, but defensively fairly strong from Edinburgh. Hooked over by Loney. Rob again. Megan Rob trying to either take the shot or get the cross in. Again, marshalled out. First bit of sustained possession here from Dryburgh in the first 10 minutes of the game. Clark getting a bit of headway, but this time thumped clear by Wilkinson. Clyde twisting and turning, has been sent down the other direction by Dryburgh. He just joined us late into this cup final. One big chance so far for the side that have been a little bit under pressure. Dryburgh with a good chance on the break, which was a last ditch tackle. Stopped the potential opener for Darren Goalless, but other than that, that's the closest we came. But FC Edinburgh have had plenty of possession in these early stages. I'll say two sides in different divisions, but not very far apart at all, really. One bottom of the Championship, one top of League One. Hoisted ball through here for Codigoni on the chase. Marshalling that as best you can, looking for a bit of help from Gormley. It is a Dryburgh ball. Did really well because there wasn't much else on.
No, she's definitely done well to win the ball in a good position up there against two FC Edinburgh players.
Back here for Gormley. To get that in, but can't get by the first defender. And for Scythe. Foul there, and a severe ting of the whistle from the referee indicates that there will be a wee bit of a chat for that foul. Here's Rob again. Through for Codigoni. Didn't quite get the touch she wanted. Clyde will get a second chance to try and find a teammate, but no one through the middle for her.
Dryburgh doing well to ride out this pressure from FC Edinburgh just now. While the defence have had to make a few clearances and made a few mistakes, they've done well just to keep FC Edinburgh at bay.
Clyde looking to find a teammate again, and Simmons just going to run out of road. I guess one of those things as well is if you're a Dryburgh point of view, you're probably thinking if we can hold out, Edinburgh aren't going to be like this full pelt for 45 minutes or longer. They'll probably have to have a wee breather from it.
Definitely. FC Edinburgh are a really fit team. This is a team that can go at these at players and harry them and really put their defence under pressure. But like you said, will they be able to keep this up for the full 90 minutes? Dryburgh will be hoping they can't and try and get them on the break maybe.
We've seen it exploited once. Off long again it goes, looking for Goalless, who had that big chance in the early stages. Here she is again, looking to find Rob once more. Nice big challenge in there though from Murphy.
Megan Robb does not look like a player who was carrying an injury at all. She's started this game really brightly, trying to nip inside the FC Edinburgh defence every time she gets the ball.
Scored 2 goals in that semi-final win against your former side, Ross Vale, and I say did get that injury, and it's one of those you kind of think, no way, going to be ready in a short space of time. But she hasn't looked like she's got any issues so far.
Not at all, and I think Dryburgh were keeping it close to their chest that she was going to be fit or not. We were certainly speculating, and when we saw the team lines today and saw that she was starting, we were thrilled to see that she was back fit, and the injury hasn't been too serious, it turns out.
Wouldn't be a cup final without the odd mind game or two in there, would it? Amy Lynch here for Edinburgh. Up here towards McLeod. It's a little done, but one fair and square, and in the end it's the free kick for Irvine and for Dryburgh. They'll have many high five with Melissa Gormley for winning that after retrieving the ball. Flick through Codigoni, trying to keep it in her path. It's stays in playing, stay alive for Forsyth. Right, with Bogue. But swarm of black jerseys around, but all a bit tight for space for both teams in that little zone, that little pocket. Nice setting for a cup final here in Alloa. One of those kind of days where it's actually pretty much perfect conditions. It is cold, but it's dry, no wind. Sun is out for now, although that'll be creeping away shortly as this time of year we're in. Lynch, Caitlin Lynch, that is, of course, to them in the team, and across to Fellinger on this side of a weird position, watching on the game at the Indodrill. Scooped back by Gormley to Mackay. Not had an awful lot to do, despite the pressure of the press and possession that FC Edinburgh have had, but Dryburgh definitely just turned it away a little bit in the last few minutes, but as I say that's been given clean back to them. Forsyth trying to feed through the gap which wasn't there.
Yeah, Dryburgh creating a few problems for themselves there, just putting themselves under some unnecessary pressure with that kick out. But like we've said already, their defence are dealing well with the pressure that Edinburgh are putting on them. While Edinburgh have had most of the possession, they've not really had any big chances except for the first one in the first 2 minutes.
Well, Dryburgh bottom of the championship, but are actually conceded far less goals than a number of the sides in the league, including like the fourth place Inverness. But as we've touched on, it's goals they've actually struggled in the league, not so much in the cup.
I think in the league they've been quite unlucky with some of their results. It's been tight games, like you said, a few draws, but yeah, they struggled to get that first win on the board. It only came a couple of weeks ago.
Free kick here they do have. Olivia Murphy with it here. Fairly comfortably clear, but still around. And this didn't get long, and now there could be a chance here. No foul. Edinburgh play this forward. Cloud making a good run now, looking for this back here. Is the chance for Mitchell, and smuggled by the goalkeeper. Lovely 1-2 play. And, well, that's Edinburgh's first big chance of the final.
Yeah, really big chance, and great defending from the Dryburgh players just to keep that pressure on the striker going through, and the goalie's done well to make a good stop as well. FC Edinburgh will be disappointed not to have put that away and taken the lead.
Two big counter-attacks, a story of the first 20 minutes, one for each team. And one a great tackle to stop Dryburgh scoring. Another keeper making herself big and stopping the shot there. And both sides, number 8s, have both had a big chance to take the lead. McLeod getting good headway, need a bit of help, but sneaking in there defensively was Clark. And we'll get our own sides thrown as well. Bumming around here. Safely back into the grasp of Edinburgh possession. But that's a good steal. As Gormley getting a bit of time here. Corrigone. Nice play this from Dryburgh. And the free kick on the edge of the box as well.
Yeah, Dryburgh did really well getting the ball forward there through Corrigone. They'll be looking to keep using her, getting her pace up.
To be honest, you've just looked at me then. I thought the free kick went to Dryburgh as well, to be honest. But Caitlin Lynch, I was going to say Caitlin Lynch is maybe going to have a wee chat with the referee, but it's went the other way. To be, it was one of those that looked a bit of a 50-50, 51-49, and you could have argued either way, but it's went the other way. But there you go. Here's Innes. I'm going to try and find Rob wide, but cut out by Murphy. Lynch back to Simmons here. Good space for Simmons. McLeod back with a bit more support, and Murphy. Simmons here once more. That's not going to trouble anyone. And safe touch for Mackay. Rob. Good feet found. Bit of help in Innes with a little bit of fortune. Rob once more. Might settle down here for Loney to get a bit of space to try and get a ball into the box here. Into the arms of Gamro, who's herself not had an awful lot to do. Both keepers haven't done too much in terms of actual saves to make, actually, in the end. The one for Mackay, but the big chance on the end was a defensive tackle. Of course, there is the possibility with the final that we could have extra time and penalties if it was, of course, a draw at the end of the game. Big shouts for handball there as Rob had possession. Referee unmoved, and Edinburgh flicking the ball wide here. Lovely pass it was, picked out supporting Simmons. Been pushed out wide here, but McLeod in support, but McLeod's left it. Simmons carries on, just eventually run out of space. No damage done for Dryburgh, who were protesting for the handball. Now Corrigone is on the scooter and ramped up the pace down this channel, but eventually runs into trouble as there was no real support nearby. It's a fulsome attempt to win the ball from both sides, but coming off worst there was Gormley up against Forsyth. Gormley back to her feet. Some instructions going on from the coaching team down there to Alma Corrigone. Italian forward was well into double digits last year, top goal scorer for Dryburgh last campaign. Had a few to that tally this campaign so far, although it's been a bit more difficult, as mentioned, in the league finding goals. Scorer in the semi-final as well.
She's sitting on 4 goals so far this league campaign as well, so she'll be looking to add to that tally in the cup again.
definitely feeling around Dryburgh that it will. You touched on the win in the league the other week, that wins and goals will start coming. It will come. There's still plenty of time as well. Focus though here is on this Championship League One Cup final. Midway through this first half, no goals yet. A couple of chances, one for either side, pretty big ones. But it's kind of evened out after the fast start from Edinburgh. First 15 minutes or so, Dryburgh then got into it. Had the chance actually during Edinburgh's big phase, but Dryburgh have had good bits of possession now too, and it's kind of just settled a little bit more. Bogue just stopped by Markley. Laura Bogue, I think, is quite so sure on that, but arm out in Edinburgh's direction on the free kick on the halfway line.
Yeah, good battle from the captains there near the touchline. I had the pleasure to meet both of them before this cup final. Both were really excited and really confident with their teams going into it. They knew it was going to be a tough challenge for both teams. So, and in this first 27 minutes or so, we've definitely seen that a good match-up between both sets of teams with some good play and good chances. Both teams unlucky not to get a goal already.
Nice stride forward from Simmons. That's a big loud challenge. Rob was right in there. I did wonder if she actually got the ball. We'll have a look and see. What do you think, Kim?
It looked like she got the ball to me. It looked like a good hard challenge, but Edinburgh have come away with the free kick in a good dangerous position to whip the ball in. So see if it can amount to anything for them.
Bit of a chat with the referee as well. A good measure. Well, might be a talking point if Edinburgh to score from this. Alex Wilkinson with the ball at her feet. 4-5 in black on the edge of the box. This goes straight to the keeper though, and no trouble for Mackay. And danger and maybe controversy averted. Certainly a big talking point, but nothing doing in the end for Edinburgh. Good exchange there, Mitchell sending it down, but Aitken's got plenty of time. Keeper has to come out. Didn't quite sneak back into the box, so the keeper had to deal with it as there was pressure coming. High and looping it goes, but that doesn't come out to anything. Minutes to go in this first half. Caitlin Lynch checked in back into the Edinburgh defence. Rare Gamro touch and goal in the fluorescent green. Well, that's been given back here. Goalless making headway and finds support, and Rob twisting and turning, but it's into the keeper's hands. Very tight to try and find the space with a number of bodies in front, but Rob tried to work a bit of magic there.
Yeah, she is a serious threat in the box. Dryburgh will be looking to get her on the ball anywhere in the final third, really. That was a really good chance again. A well won back by the Dryburgh midfield to try and get FC Edinburgh on the counter.
And now at the other end, good run made here by for Scythe, just marshalled out by Gormley. Let's have a little look at this chance here for Megan Robb. Tried to go for that sneaky inner post area. Edinburgh with the throw in. Feeling good to take in towards McLeod. Sandwich a little bit there. And marshalled by Amy Lynch or by Kieran, I should say, and Melissa Gormley both together.
Dryburgh again just doing well to deal with the pressure from FC Edinburgh, whether it's putting out for a throw in or just getting their bodies in front of the ball, seeing it out, helping out their goalie. They've done really well so far just to ride out this pressure and limit FC Edinburgh's chances.
Ennis. Now played across towards Codigoni. And that will be a corner kick here to Dryburgh. Nice space found for the Italian, but good blocking, but chance to see a routine here from Dryburgh from the set piece. Good noise from the supporters on the stand, particularly the young ones. Plenty of young girls here today, which is great to see. Supporting that one of the sides involved on the pitch, and corner from Clark. It's Codigoni trying to get a little header on in there. Up the other side, trying to keep it alive. It was Aitken, but will be a throw in. Wilkinson long. A little shove in the back by McLeod. Player that's had experience higher up in the SWPL tiers as well. This Edinburgh side. A little cultured foul to give it back to Dryburgh there. Doing good play there. Simmons. Didn't find anyone in black, away by Irvin. Murphy's throwing. And they come back to her as well. Ball doesn't again find a teammate and bobbling around again. And that going to take a nick for anything other than a goalkeeper's hands. Not quite this time. It did bounce a bit awkwardly, but Mackay had it covered. One of those kind of awkward light times of the day now. The sun's really in the eyes of the goalkeeper, particularly that side, Chantal Mackay.
Yeah, she'll be hoping her defence can keep doing what they're doing and limit the work she's having to do with that quite bright light shining in on her. Edinburgh may have won the toss at the start to pick the side they wanted, so their goalie wasn't put under any unnecessary pressure.
One of those goalkeepers doesn't fancy the calf either. There she is once more.
Dryburgh definitely settling on the ball a bit better now. Keeping possession at the back. FC Edinburgh's pressure has certainly died down in the last 5 minutes or so.
Melissa Gormley is right in there, and Anna Markley. A bit of an accidental coming together, really. McLeod just putting a little bit of pressure on. Dryburgh get it away up towards Colligoni. Now Dryburgh in a position where they're looking to attack. The holders, of course, slightly different look. Championship League 1 Cup. That was old Championship League Cup last year. Dryburgh defending the crown. Good half, 2/3 of this Dryburgh squad. Very familiar from last season's final in Falkirk, so they know they've got the experience, the history of this winning feeling. Not too many in the Edinburgh side. Daniel Forsyth has been a couple of them before, a while back in their Hibs days. That's a little loose here though, and Simmons scooping up, and McLeod putting the pressure on. Mackay, who just anywhere will do clearance. It's been kept alive. McClarvett now could put themselves under a little bit of pressure here. I'm not sure if that was going to go for a corner anyway, but tried to keep it in play there, and it just ran out of space down that far channel. That's been scooped back again. McLeod in. Half cleared to control Markley. It will be a goal kick despite one or two faint protests for a little deflection. That's the time we're in, just up the gear a little bit again. A little bit more possession in the last 2 or 3 minutes as we head into the closing stages of this first half. No goals as of yet in this League Cup final. Down the channel for Trayson Fellinger, but ball was always winning that race. Burst of pace there from Simmons and pressure put on. McLeod there too. Mackay gets a good boot in that though, fulsome boot. Now maybe with actually a bit of space now, maybe Dryburgh can work their way forward. Wide it goes from Innes here for Colligoni. It doesn't get the ball she wants, and both sides have been a little bit, those big game nerves, those final crosses when there has been space in the box haven't quite worked out for either side really yet. Not seen a really good delivery in.
No, Dryburgh will be disappointed with that chance again. They did well to again catch FC Edinburgh on the break, winning it in the midfield. Hannington is playing it wide for Colligoni, but yeah, disappointed with the delivery there. She'll be looking to get a little bit more threatening ball in, give something for the strikers to attack.
Just a pause there, free kick for Edinburgh. Quick chat from Andy Enwood to Deborah McLeod. Big coach for Edinburgh to have Andy Enwood, so much experience, done really well in the Hearts, turned themselves back into a top flight SWF team. Been involved with Hibs as well, youth setup, and very much a respected coach, and a big coach to have at League One. Ambitious, seeking up the Richter scale in terms of the leagues for Edinburgh, so some big instructions in these final few minutes of the first half. McLeod's flick and header here. Superb for Markley. Forsyth. That was nice. Keeps it alive. Fine support in Mitchell. Long range pop shot from Mitchell. Well, just a fizzer for the goalkeeper. Not much else on. Quite a lot of bodies in front. So why not from 40 yards or so out?
No, it's good to get more chances on goal as well. Whether it's a shot from distance, you know, it can take a deflection, or somebody catches it nice and sweetly. Anything can happen. So it's good to get more chances on goal for sure.
Talked about that low sun there. You never know. Forsyth. Yeah, Edinburgh throw-in. Another look at this shot again. Ambitious.
Yeah, the ball was pretty close to her body there for getting the shot away, so hard to get some power and accuracy on it. Like, done well to hit the target, but no trouble for the goalie in the end.
McLeod, lovely play. Mitchell going to try again, but that's going to go wide this time. That's a couple of efforts he's had in the last 90 seconds or so. This time maybe a little bit more space, but she went for it quickly.
Dryburgh can be happy with how they've played this half. They've really frustrated FC Edinburgh's usual routes, which is, you know, they always look to exploit the channels, get their pacey players in behind the fullbacks. So I think Dryburgh's defence have done really well to limit FC Edinburgh's chances in those areas, meaning FC Edinburgh have resorted to some shots from distance as well.
Murphy down, back with Simmons. That's a loud, strong, good challenge from Aitken. Edinburgh with the throw-in. McLeod up against Rob. A little bit tight for space, and Driver trying to come away with it from a deep defensive position. Got partial clearance on that. Fellinger looking for a bit of help and found it. And here's Codigoni coming away with it. That's good skill from Golan, but not quite the pass you wanted. Turnover possession here in the final minute of regulation time in this first half is, you know, a decent watch so far, but no goals as of yet. McLeod, terrific skills. Oof. Irvin in there on Forsyth. And not much ball was won there, if any. And a free kick and a bit of pain for the Edinburgh captain.
Yeah, both players going for the ball there, I think, but definitely a sore one for the Edinburgh player who was hit a bit late by the Dryburgh player there. So free kick to Edinburgh and a wee talking to.
Yellow card shown as well.
1 minute of additional time. 1 minute of additional time.
So first card of the game going to the defender Irvin, and we're now heading into a minute stoppage time, minimum of course, as I might just take a minute or two here just to make sure that then the captain's okay.
That's definitely a sore one when you get the wind knocked out of you like that. You can take a few minutes to recover.
At least if she's okay, get this set piece out of the way, and that'll be half time. She'll have 15 minutes to kind of get all the air back into her lungs if it's just a bit of winded. And it was a bit of a clatter. Closing stages of this first half in the League Cup final. Good crowd in here at Indodrill Stadium, which is hosting this final for the first time. Has hosted some women's and girls finals before, the SWF Cup finals and the like, but the SWF picking here for this final. Really central as well. Good for the two sides to get in. See, good crowd in as well. And one more bit of action probably left in this first half. It is this free kick for Wilkinson to take. Bobbling around. Gormley trying to avert it clear and finds Corrigoni. And that will be a Dryburgh throw, and might well be about the last big action in the first half.
Yeah, Alex Wilkinson has got a very threatening free kick on her, so FC Edinburgh will be looking to utilise that every time they get the ball in a dangerous position there.
Gormley flicks it here, and Bow trying to send it forward, looking for Rob, but Edinburgh come away with it with Simmons. Got as far as running to Tegan Clark. McLeod back wide, good space found. McLeod's going to get it again here. Flag stays down for Simmons. Looking for a bit of help here. And the shot is blazed over. And that final effort of the first half from McLeod. We'll see that it remains goalless here at the Indodrill Stadium. Both sides have had one or two good opportunities. Edinburgh started the game really quickly, but is actually Dryburgh in the first 10 minutes with a big chance from Darren Gaughan. Great last ditch challenge. Emma Mitchell had a shot which was safe from close range after a counter for Edinburgh. One or two other moments from there. But no goals yet in this final. Can you give us your first half summary, Kim?
Yeah, like I said, FC Edinburgh came off the mark really quick and fast, put Dryburgh under a lot of pressure, but the Dryburgh defence can be happy with how they performed. Limited Edinburgh to just a few chances, with Mackay making a good save early doors as well. And I think both teams will be disappointed not to have scored. I think both chances that they had on other days, they both put them away. So 0-0 here, but I think we're looking for a very exciting second half and maybe extra time as well.
Well, we'll see what happens. Only be a goal in 90 minutes. Or we need extras. We will find out shortly. We're going to take a pause here for the moment. At half time, though, in Alloa, it is Dryburgh 0, Edinburgh 0.
ran out of dairy milk, so I had to use oat milk. I hope that's okay.
I usually use oat milk.
Okay, phew.
It's usually the way around. I'm like, some mildly intolerant. I can drink milk, but I'm a bit intolerant. So.
Well, I was like, well, I don't mind the oat milk for me. I'm vegan, but I was just gambling that it would be okay. Okay.
That's what you wouldn't. Just dairy, so you have to have it.
No, especially in hot drinks. I feel like it cooks.
Welcome back then to the Indodrill Stadium here in Alloa. Championship and League One Cup final. And two sides pretty closely matched. And the Pyramid are pretty closely matched on the pitch here. No goals in the first half as the floodlights are coming on. And natural delight will soon start to disappear at this time of day, this part of the world, this time of the year. We are looking forward to the second half, hopefully, with a few more chances. Will we get a goal in regulation time? It will be FC Edinburgh to get us off and underway in their all-black kit. And left to right in this second half. Edinburgh probably one of their key figures in the side, getting the second half underway. And what do you think's been the conversations in the change rooms at half-time, Kim?
I think Dryburgh will be looking to do the same again, limit FC Edinburgh coming forward, especially out wide, and try and hit them on the break like they've done in the first half. They had some success in the first half as well, trying to catch them on the counter. So I think the same again from Dryburgh, and FC Edinburgh will just be looking to tighten it a bit at the sides, trying to get their high flying wingers in against the Dryburgh fullbacks to try and penetrate them in there, get some good balls into the box again, and try and get that important first goal. I didn't know if Danny Forsyth was going to come back out onto the pitch for FC Edinburgh. She left limping right at the end of the first half there, but she's come out. You can actually see her indicating for a substitution right now. She's limping there. She's just signalled to the bench, so it looks like we're going to see her come off.
Yeah, now she went to the floor. Obviously had that big challenge at the end of the first half. Seen everyone booked and got the last minute or so of that first half out the way. They've had a 15-minute break. They've obviously said, look, we'll give it a shot, but I think obviously not wanting to go off, but clearly needs to go off. Well, they're still playing just now, though. She's trying to limp on here. As Dryburgh look to work her way forward, it's going to be a goal kick, though. She's still hobbling around there. She can't do that for 45 minutes, surely. I think they're going to maybe make the change now. Yep, down there, Nicole Rutherford, number 11, is going to come on here. And I say, not wanted to come off, and I think a lovely sporting handshake there from fellow captain Laura Bogue. Clearly understands that any player, particularly a captain of your club, doesn't want to leave the pitch. But the greater good and all, not a bad replacement as well. You will lose a bit of that experience and that bit of conversation on the pitch from your captain, but I'm sure she'll still be vocal down in the sidelines.
Yeah, not a bad replacement at all. Another great threat going forward for FC Edinburgh, even if she is coming on at the back.
So first change then of the contest, and force one for FC Edinburgh. Here's Rob going to find a bit of teammate backwards to come forwards here. Bogue flinging it forward and here in the midfield, and found a bit of help in wide it goes, and it's doing a good job to find a teammate in Gormley. Oh, again, run out of space. Certainly a bit of chat just in the stands and thinking about how the game went in that first half. Half-time, FC Edinburgh timed and pressed and played how we've seen them play in the league, but did play one or two more longer balls, which was a little bit different to maybe we've seen in the league. As Dryburgh just dot that one out of play. from Irvin. McLeod having to do a bit of juggling and try and find a bit of space in there. Simmons lurking. Looping effort is not far away at all from Markley. And first opportunity this second half goes to the side in black, and Markley with a prodded effort but wide of the target.
Yeah, it's a good chance. I think she's done well to take it the way she did. It was bouncing a bit awkwardly. She's done well to strike it nicely, just couldn't quite find the target there. But FC Edinburgh applying some pressure early into this second half, excuse me.
Rutherford looking to get involved. The substitute for Edinburgh. Wilkinson there in Lynch too. I'm not going to reach Lynch, but there's Rutherford. Lovely bit of play to harry the ball back. Another strong challenge, been 2 or 3 of those in the game, but this time Clark in the thick of it for Dryburgh. Free kick going to them. So just short routine here for Aitken and Dryburgh. Cody was trying to wheel away down that side. Might well try and look for this quickly, but doesn't work out. Gormley trying to go for the quick throw in. Made by Amy Lynch. Gormley trying to keep it on the side's path, but there's McLeod for FC Edinburgh. Switching, looking for Simmons. Like a little shove in the back, but play on, and McLeod. Lynch wide. Fellinger. Lynch to Wilkinson. High from Wilkinson. A little flick off Markley, but that'll come through nicely and comfortably for Mackay. Definitely no 100 miles per hour press from Edinburgh City at the start of the second half, but just maybe slightly edging more of the possession again and trying to create these at least half opportunities. Rutherford's settled in nicely in possession, but that one is clearly by Irvin.
Yeah, the first 7 minutes here have been pretty similar to the first half. I think FC Edinburgh kind of keeping a bit more of the ball. Dryburgh dealing well with the pressure they're under, and few chances for both teams.
Cloud took a bit of a fortunate nick off Bogue. It's still with Edinburgh. McLeod in there with the challenge to stop Cody Goney getting forward quickly. It is a Dryburgh thrown though, but Dryburgh looking to take a good extra 10 yards nearly there, I felt like. Cody Goney going long, but then after the fact, coming together. Dryburgh player on the floor, but all okay. Wasn't a free kick, just a referee just stuffed it. Drop ball back with Edinburgh to resume. Early stage of the second half here, no goals as yet in the League Cup final. That's one back, and Rob doing well here now, getting the chance to rove. Goalless will take the throw in. Attacking position for Dryburgh Athletic.
Yeah, good defending from the front there from Megan Robb, winning the ball back in a dangerous position and helping get her team throw in. And now a corner.
Yep, nicking off the toes of Olivia Murphy. Almost 10 minutes into the second half. Megan Robb with this Dryburgh corner. Scorer in last year's final, looking to maybe ride it. It's bubbling through, and it's up in the air, and thought it might have taken a nick and went towards the back of the net. Back with Robb, dangerous delivery. We'll have a second try perhaps, but Dally's a little too long, and we get a bit of clearance on that, and they get the throw as well. Excellent work defensively by Olivia Murphy. Well, that could have went one of those proverbial, could have went anywhere kind of balls in, because that could have taken a nick off anyone.
It looked like it did, and then it was well dealt with by the Edinburgh defence, just to get it anywhere away from the goal. So, yeah, half chance there for Dryburgh, which are few and far between for both teams at this moment.
Footballing cliches, it was a bit like pinball in there. Mitchell had that big chance in the first half. Fellinger, and the ball sneaking out, so it will be a Dryburgh ball. Now Darm out the other way for the free kick. That's opportunistic, spotting the run on the far side, tried to fling into the box, clear away as far as Markley trying to keep it alive, and McLeod now taking hold, but that's been lost, and now a chance in the break here for Dryburgh Athletic. Good play though, eventually stopped Ozinnis, but back with Robb now. Edinburgh back in numbers. Loney has been pushed wide, but keeps it alive really well. Loney in a battle argy-bargy with Simmons. Simmons comes away with it, gets a bit of a clearance on it, but only back in for Clark to try and deliver, but cleared comfortably. Markley needing a bit of help and finds it. Then we're just looking for a bit of calm here. Mitchell for McLeod. Murphy. I don't find anyone from her side and can be watched out by Tegan Clark, former Wraith Rovers player.
It's a good battle in the midfield there between Markley and Innes from both teams. They've both seen a lot of the ball, winning it back for each other and helping the team get forward. So I think those two players will be key in this second half if either team's going to get a goal.
So you're looking for a free kick there. Looked like a bit of a shove in the back, but referee says play on. Dryburgh continue with Loney. Probably a player that's was not mentioned too much during the game, but probably a bit of a player that's just quietly controlled things to keep Dryburgh pretty comfortable and settled. Is Hannah Innes. A lot of good experienced players around there with her regular club Aberdeen on loan from Aberdeen.
Yeah, her first game for Dryburgh was their semi-final against Rossvale, and I wasn't able to attend that match myself, but going from what players have said and what my colleague said, she had an incredible match. I think she actually picked up player of the match in that game. So an immediate impact she had coming into this squad. So they'll be looking to her, you know, her quality and her experience in this final to try and help Dryburgh get the win.
Long from Wilkinson. Rob back in there to try and defend, but losing out to Simmons. Trying to keep it alive here at Edinburgh. McLeod doesn't find anyone in black. And now a bit of a chase at the other side for Cody Goney up against Fellinger. Cody Goney is trying to do the long way round and will pick up a corner and didn't have an awful lot else on, just tried to scrap away and keep hold of possession as she was marshalled, but taking a bit of pain perhaps there, but back to her feet and won aside a set piece.
Yeah, that was great pace shown there by Cody Goney to get in from quite a fair bit behind the defender to start off with, to get in front of her and to win her team the corner. That's some really good work from her. And again, that pass came from Hannah Innes to get it in behind, so let's see if Dryburgh can create something here.
Hour on the clock. It's Tegan Clark to deliver here. High and not a wee Bogue trying to get an end of it. Megan Robb trying to go for something spectacular but never coming down. Kind of hitting it on the spin. I think we're going to see another change down on the sidelines. Yep, looks like down there. A couple for Dryburgh. Zoe Morland, one of those going to come on, but first of all, Chelsea Loney's going to make way for Clara Lang. And coming off is Darren Gollan. And Zoe Morland coming on.
Number 8, Darren Goalless, and number 20, Chelsea Loney, replaced by number 14, Zoe Morland, and number 23, Clara Lang.
So first couple of changes for Dryburgh Athletic, looking for a goal. Both sides here still trying to find that deadlock breaker. Reminder that extra and penalties could be an option here if we are level at the end of the 90.
Yeah, Dryburgh are bringing on some fresh legs here just to keep that pressure from FC Edinburgh at bay, I think.
Bogue. Going to fall for Cody Goney, not quite, as Lynch was there. Caitlin Lynch this time. Amy Lynch behind and across for Rutherford. Caitlin Lynch can't keep hold of that though, and Bogue looking for Cody Goney. Stays alive for Dryburgh here. Cody Goney finds some help. Cross here for Bogue, just away from the toes. Just when they're putting a good few passes together on the edge of the box.
Yeah, that was a nice bit of play from Dryburgh. They can definitely take some confidence from that. They've showed that when they do get the ball and they're playing it into each other's feet, they can keep possession quite nicely.
A side at the bottom of the league, a side that don't really concede too many, and a side that pretty robust. And you feel that if they did nick one, they would probably keep hold of it, a bit reminiscent of the cup final last year. And again, harrying the ball really well. Moreland the sub. Good running here from Almacorigoni. And that is a free kick, I think, for the challenge.
Yeah, this match was always set to be a really good matchup. Dryburgh don't concede that many goals, and Edinburgh are pretty free scoring, so Dryburgh's defence were always going to be challenged today, and so far they've dealt with the pressure. FC Edinburgh keeping possession more throughout the match, but like we've said a few times, limited chances for both teams, so it might just be one chance and one goal that will decide this.
Referee just stumbling here, got a Edinburgh player down. That's a player you wouldn't want to go off here, McLeod, and well, maybe just a bit of cramp. She's kind of one of those that's absolutely worked her guts so far in this contest, and well, this is the kind of period of the game, last 20-25 minutes. We'll get to the stage where you need to kind of be really on it, and the nature of a cup final, it's always that little Richter scale up in the pace and the tempo and the excitement where cramp will be a factor, but looks like just a bit of a stretch off and she'll be okay.
Yeah, thankfully she's back on her feet and hopefully all right. She's a stand-in captain just now, vice captain for Danny Forsyth, so yeah, hopefully she can remain fit and stay out the rest of the game.
Murphy looking for it back from the throne, but Robin there for Dryburgh. It's a free kick and arms all over Corigoni. I wondered if there might be a chat a little bit more from that, but just the free kick here. Clark with the free kick then for Dryburgh. Bounce to the edge of the box for McLeod to try and clear. Gormley trying to keep it in the attacking possession. And it will be a Dryburgh throw in. Aiken trying to get in there ahead of Simmons. It's now with Edinburgh. Murphy forward, but not to a teammate. Megan Robb will take the throw in for her side, or in fact she's going to leave it and delegate the duties. Sun very much starting to disappear now in Alloa. Midway through this second half in the League Cup final. McLeod looking to float in, but comfortable for Murphy initially, and the defence in general for Dryburgh, but Edinburgh looking to try and start again, but Bogue in the way. Robb making the run here, but cut out by Murphy. Cloud chasing hard as Simmons. Well, left to be trusted there, Mackay, to come out a long, long way, but was always going to win that race, but could only really divert it behind in that angle.
Yeah, Simmons' pace a real threat there for FC Edinburgh. She's always going to put the goalie up under pressure, so Mackay dealt with it well, just getting rid of it.
Murphy's ball into the box. Ball around, maybe a chance to break here for Codigoni, making the run in a foot race. Fellinger winning the foot race by her, but not quite getting by Amy Lynch. If she did, she might have been through in goal on the angle.
Just as we were saying, good pace from Simmons. Good pace shown by Codigoni again, getting down that right wing.
It was a great burst. Dryburgh with the throw-in. Edging their way in here, bouncing around. Rob just putting a bit of pressure on potentially, but Wilkinson with the clearance. Forward from Irvine, but only to Fellinger for Edinburgh, and just about got by one. But a bit dicey, and Dryburgh get the throw in, putting a bit of pressure on here. 20 to go, plus any extras the referee wants to add. We're looking for a goal in regulation time. Very tight League Cup final. Wilkinson and Murphy had to just chase that ball a bit. Wasn't the best pass. Wilkinson will get a second bite at it away, but not a great deal of distance, and turnover again for Dryburgh. Having a good little spell here are the holders.
Yeah, Dryburgh doing really well to apply some pressure onto Edinburgh actually, compared to what the first half and the first 15 of the second was. So a nice spell for Dryburgh. They'll be looking to capitalise on this possession and the chances, that the half chances at least they're creating.
Rob keeps us in play. Codigoni won't quite find Rob, just about enough pressure by Murphy. Cloud looking for Rutherford. Up here looking for the chasing Markley, not quite sitting for her. And this couldn't find a teammate either. Both sides looking for this big chance. Up long it goes. Mackay comes out. Simmons is making the run for Edinburgh. McLeod trying to keep it in our side's path. Little flick through from Markley, and Rutherford wide here. All the way across the face of goal, but no one there in black. And straight into Mackay's hands.
She just put the ball out of play there. I was wondering what for, but we've got a Dryburgh player down, maybe needing some attention.
Yep, I think the pause here. A good play though that. Yeah, good play that was down that wide side. Not quite the possession, though there is going to be a change. You probably can see down the bottom of the screen. Ash Clark is going to come on here. But it's a Dryburgh player that's down at the moment. A little bit of treatment.
Substitution for FC Edinburgh, coming off it's number 19, Niamh Fellinger.
Niamh Fellinger's had a busy old game and been replaced with some fresh legs down that channel. She's already off the pitch on the far side.
And she's replaced by number 3, Ashley Clark.
Ashley Clark coming on. She's a really experienced player. Played with her myself at Buttermuir. She's a really, really pacey fullback for them, so they'll be looking to utilise her going forward, definitely.
So, going to be a kind of enforced change here. Mel Gormley's going to make way. Hobbling off, and coming on will be Katie Hassett. That's another player in this clutch that Dryburgh have that have got experience in the top flight with Forfar back in the day.
Dryburgh Athletic is number 4, Katie Hassett.
So change made with 16 to go plus stoppage time. Good harrying in there by Moreland, and now Rob trying to avert any defensive problems here. Dryburgh, Rob trying to go the long way around away from Simmons. All a bit tight, but just about paying off. And this trying to find teammate Weiss sliding through from Rutherford. Ball around Moreland there, Bogue. And now a chance to burst forward here, Dryburgh. But stopped in their tracks in this by Wilkinson. Murphy forward to Simmons. Support there. Murphy again. Trying to battle through the bodies, but just always going to win out 2 against 1. Now in the flick here, Codigoni again just trying to find that little gap to motor away. You feel like there might be just that one chance she will get away from a defender. Clark just trying to usher it down the side here. Looking for the right option here, Clark. Just working the way forward slowly, still looking for this breakthrough in the cup final. Up towards Rob, but off Caitlin Lynch. Forward from Murphy. McLeod. A little bit of skill, but a little dunt in the back as well. Owen Aitken, vice captain of the Dryburgh side, running the free kick.
I think Zoe Moreland has had a good wee impact for Dryburgh since coming on here. She is passing the ball. She's holding up the ball nicely, showing a few skills in the middle, spreading the play as well.
Rob. Good support, but coming in there, Markley to stop, or try and stop pass it, but Rob will juggle it back to Clark. Just knocked it again there, this time by Ash Clark, so Dryburgh continuing reasonable run of possession in this phase of the game. No real chance and goal as of yet. in this run, in this period. Bogue is the ball forward, but having to be pushed and pulleyed, but well marshalled by Amy Lynch. Could well be heading towards an extra half an hour here, unless there's a big moment for one of the sides in these closing stages. It's been a very watchable final, tight, tense. I mean, a couple of 3 good chances in it. Ball, good turn. Bit long for Moreland, but just keeps it alive for Rob, and Moreland continues the run as well. Oh, just a little too long the pass from Rob. Good idea. I see, Kim, there's quite a lot of Dryburgh possession here, not really creating too much chances, but certainly a good spell for them on the most part, keeping hold of the ball.
Definitely, I think this is the biggest amount of possession they've had all game. FC Edinburgh maybe tiring a little bit from pressing so hard and fast early doors, so if Dryburgh can keep this possession and turn it into chances, then we might be in for an exciting last 10 minutes.
Rutherford, good play here. This flag is now going to go up for Markley, who is making the run. Head in the hands of 1 or 2 supporting Edinburgh in the stands. That was just the ball for a moment there. The flag just took a moment to come up, as it does now. As soon as it hit the attacking player, it went up. Back with Edinburgh here. Simmons, Markley again trying to cause a problem. Might get another look at the offside in the next break and play, but here's Rob though first for Dryburgh. Final 10 plus stoppage time left of the regulation time in this game. Long it goes from Ennis. Knowing down comfortably though, and away. Rutherford looking there for McLeod, losing track of the ball though. Good idea again with the pass. Rob kind of dallied a little moment there. She was going to go and then she stopped and then resumed the run. That's a touch too long.
Yeah, it's a nice idea there from Hannah Innes to try and just get in behind the FC Edinburgh defence. I think that the chances for Dryburgh will come through these players, through Hannah Innes and Megan Robb. Creative and clinical players here.
Wilkinson long, sent back down our direction by Aitken. Well, we might bubble here. Bogue trying to nick it. Backhand from Markley. Just a few gasps in the crowd for a millisecond there. Now could be gobbled up, and Cody Goni trying to get in there. A little dunt in the back, but play on as Rob has it. Space disappearing for Rob, back from Moreland. Clark across. Hassett's ball is cut out. Handball, I think, there against McLeod. The Dryburgh free kick on that halfway line. We'll stay with the side in maroon. The one maybe slightly more likely to create a chance as the second half is played on. Keane Clark looking for a bit of help from the initial throw in, but cushioned back by Caitlin Lynch and Wilkinson. Amy Lynch back to her goalkeeper. Cody Goney just putting the pressure on just in case there's any mistakes. Not exactly swamped under pressure here at FC Edinburgh, but they definitely are struggling to get much in the other half at the moment.
Yeah, Dryburgh's defence haven't really had that much to do in the last 10-15 minutes. They've been the one applying the pressure compared to the first half where it was the other way around. So, like we've said, if Dryburgh can turn this possession into something, they'd be looking to do that. But so far,
well, half an opportunity there for McLeod. Seen the idea once more, but Mackay had it covered.
yeah, going into the final 5 minutes here of regulation time, both teams will be looking for somebody to step up and create something special, take a chance and turn it into something important like a goal here, and they might even win it for their team.
Cody Goney not quite going to reach Bogue. Oh, the top of the heads and settles for Simmons, but no one else around on her side nearby. Here's Rob again. Got by one, but he'll be punted away by Wilkinson. Moreland. Rob. Superb pass, Murphy. Bogue. Oh, it's a lovely little ball. Will it stick here for Megan Robb? Keeper makes the big save. To there, I think the free kick's going to come, and well shadowed as well defensively. Let's have a look at this again, Kim.
Yeah, looked like maybe a little pull back from Megan Robb on the FC Edinburgh defender. I'm not sure, but yeah, really promising chance there for them. Thought it was going to amount to something more, but again, if Dryburgh can keep up that pressure, then we might be in for an exciting last four here now.
Yeah, combination of Murphy and the goalkeeper, Gamro, and it was enough just to keep Dryburgh and Megan Robb at bay. Cody Goney here for Bogue. Flick up and just to throw it in a bit of a mixer. And now Cody Goney almost sneaking away. Big challenge in from Caitlin Lynch. Simmons with support, and now Amy Lynch, Murphy, McLeod. Good play list for Simmons to try and battle on here. Simmons trying to drive across. Should be a corner, is a corner of Clark.
3 minutes to go here. This is a big chance for FC Edinburgh. See if they can create something special here with the corner.
Edinburgh then with this corner. 88th minute of the game. Fired into the box. Doesn't sit for anyone in black. Will it fall for Markley? Markley still there again. Twisting and turning! And not far away at all. Keeper was stuck to the spot. And there's to just wriggle a gap to get the shot away, but just by the post.
Really hard to tell from that angle on the replay, but it did look like it just went wide. Really good chance for FC Edinburgh there, but yeah, just couldn't quite find the target.
And now a free kick at the other end. There was a lot of jostling, and not actually Megan Robb started the whole shirt tug and pulling, but the last tug was the one of Olivia Murphy. Here it is again. Bit argy-bargy, and then Megan Robb with the arms around the shoulder, but then Robb went down. Murphy, the one yellow carded.
Yeah, I think that's what Deborah McLeod is there saying to the referee, that she's the one who was pulling the shirt in the first place. But yeah, Megan Robb's come away with winning the free kick for Dryburgh.
Yeah, it's certainly just ramped up from both sides the last 5 minutes here. We are into minute 90 of the game. It's Innes to deliver, high, looping, far post, Rob's coming in, but can't keep it in play. Just maybe a whisker lower, and a whisker slower, she might have managed to just feed it back across goal.
Yeah, it looked like it was just a little bit too much on it for Megan Robb, come flying in at the back there, but yeah, another half chance for Dryburgh.
Dryburgh winning this back. And that's flies across, but that'll be a goal kick. Going into 3 minutes of added on time now.
3 minutes additional time to be played. 3 minutes of additional time.
3 minutes away from extra time here in Alloa. Lynch plays it wide. She's going to get it back here, Caitlin Lynch. It's Edinburgh's turn to have an attack. One big chance. One goal will win the cup final. Amy Lynch. Little flick across from Markley. Markley looking to try and get this back, but keeper's going to read this fine and well and take it into her hands.
Both keepers have had a really quiet game. You know, they've not been called into action much at all. But both of them, when they were called in, they both dealt with things well, dealt with any pressure they've been under. But yeah, neither keeper have had much to do at all. Many touches of the ball. They must be freezing.
I guess a sign of a decent goalkeeper that if you don't have an awful lot to do and you're needed into action in those split-second moments, they've been there and thereabouts. Bogan Robb trying to keep this here, but back with FC Edinburgh, the final 90 seconds or so of stoppage time here. And Mackay has to come out here again, just the threat of the pace. Simmons was there.
Mackay obviously really confident with her defence in front of her, happy to always put it out for a throw-in which is in an attacking area, but happy enough that her defence will always deal with it.
McLeod, a bit of a snapshot. Trouble, I think, reflected and remains with side in black here. Murphy found support. McLeod trying to slip in here. Simmons going to try and play this across, and well, waiting was Markle in the middle, but instead the block from Irvine means it's a corner kick here, probably about the last chance in regulation time.
Yeah, that was a really nice ball through there from Deborah McLeod, just to find the feet, and then yeah, great defending again from Dryburgh.
So final chance. Oh, it's right into the mixer and header away, almost off the line. Possibly Irvine, I think, on the line. There's two of them waiting, and there will be another corner.
Yeah, no nonsense defending there. Just get rid of it. Get it out of danger.
So second try then. And it's just over the bar. And that will be that. And we will have 30 more minutes here as Caitlin Lynch gets back to her feet. The big chance at the end doesn't quite stay the right side of the crossbar, and we will have extra time to decide the winners of the Championship League One Cup final. Overall thoughts, Kim? Who do you think is kind of the side that are maybe most happy or disappointed that they haven't won it in the 90?
I think both teams will be disappointed, to be honest. Both teams have had some good chances in front of goals, which they will have both wanted to take to get a goal. But I think getting into extra time, I don't think either team will be happy with it. Having to play another 30 minutes in this cold weather is going to be a really tough ask and a big shift for both teams. I thought that FC Edinburgh would have had more chances on goal throughout this match, but Dryburgh have dealt with the pressure of FC Edinburgh's attack really well throughout this whole match. So it'll be another interesting half an hour with some really, really tight play, I imagine.
Well, sun is very much set here, so as I say, now in these dark conditions, it's -3 at kick-off. It's going to be a little bit colder now, and it is all set for maybe another tense half an hour here. Potential penalties could be in the cards too, but it's a weird one that we've kind of talked about throughout the course of the game. We've had quite a lot of different spells of kind of play, but not too many clear-cut chances. We're going to look through some of the best of the action and see some of the big chances. That was in the first couple of minutes of the game. And then from there, when Edinburgh actually started well, this was the first big chance that Dryburgh had, and it kind of snowballed from there with one at each side. That was the two big first half chances, really, the two kind of counter attacks. As the game kind of developed into the second half and beyond, chances became more of a premium for good chances. This is kind of what we're seeing towards the end of the last 10 minutes. Kim, the second half was really where it kind of sparked up again for creating chances.
Yeah, like we've just seen there, FC Edinburgh had a corner with which they've just put over the bar, and Dryburgh had that free kick which was just a little bit overhit, I think, by Hannah Innes, but it was a bit more heated, a bit more fiercely contested there. I think both teams knew that they were running out of time trying to get the few chances that they could create. But like you said, nothing really clear cut near the end of that match, and I think going into the second half, both teams will be looking to try and get right at each other to try and get something early so they can have something to defend.
Once again, as we head into half an hour of extra time here at Indodrill Stadium this afternoon.
So both sides had their 2 or 3 minutes chat, and extra time is one of those ones as the two captains once again. Of course, Dermot McLeod taking over the captain's armband after going off. This is Daniel Forsyth in that early stage of the second half after the challenge at the end of the first half. But both sides just a little coin tossing. There will be Edinburgh to restart the game, but point is going to be extra time. It's one of those where extra time can be absolutely thrilling, or it can be pretty much an extension of maybe what we've had for a lot of a game, which has been goalless, and you need penalties to sort it out. So it'll be interesting to see if there's extra oomph, but definitely be talking about it in the last 20-25 minutes of the second half. It'll be the same here. These are two sides that don't play, you don't play extra time, and these sides, it'll be a big shift of the old fitness mentally and physically to play this extra half hour, as FC Edinburgh get the first period of extra time underway. Half an hour to try and find a goal, otherwise it will be a shootout here in Alloa for this League Cup final. It's great to have you with us for Alloa coverage. It's been a decent watch, not tons of chance, but pretty tense and some good fast pace and blood and thunder of it all. Two sides, as we've mentioned quite a bit, are fairly evenly matched, if a division apart. That's thread up here. Rutherford made some headway. Lang trying to And your teammate for Dryburgh. Now Rob here thought. Trying to clip in here for Codigoni! And didn't quite wrap the foot around it. Just when the space opened up for the Italian. She couldn't quite get the shot she wanted on target.
Yeah, the ball broke nicely there for Megan Robb, who played a really intelligent pass into Codigoni, but I think she'll be disappointed with that effort off of target. But another half chance for Dryburgh there. In extra time here, this is when fitness really comes into question and little mistakes start to get made. So we might see some holes appearing in the back lines where more half chances might come for both teams.
Markley looking to get involved here now. Wide it goes for FC Edinburgh. In towards McLeod. But the offside flag, and that's one of those cardinal sins. And you're creating a chance like that, not getting back on side. And that ends that move where Edinburgh are just trying to find a flick of space down that side. Ball in there towards Murphy and McLeod. Oh, that's a great play from McLeod, but the flag up again there, just sneaking offside. And then a couple of little half moments, but flag not their friend there. Now, first few minutes of this extra time period. Flung wide with a lot of gusto to Hassett, keeps it just about in play but doesn't have the support. Rutherford comes away with it. McLeod. Oh, nice ball here for Markley. She's through, but big challenge in there from Irvine. And it was robust. A little barge out of the way. And I think fair enough. Still 0-0 then. Flick forward from Rutherford for McLeod again. Rutherford in there, little touch this time for Clark. McLeod. Clark wide. Threaded through for Murphy. And that will be a goal kick. Megan Robb with the intervention and coming off the Edinburgh player last. Well, it certainly feels like that the pendulum slightly swung and Edinburgh started this extra time period the better.
Yeah, they've turned up the heat again, I think, like they started in the first half of the beginning of the match, where they just got right at Dryburgh. Dryburgh managed to weather that storm, so we'll see if they can do that again now.
Wilkinson across for Clark. Ash Clark, this is. McLeod. Cleared only as far as Caitlin Lynch. McLeod trying to thread through a gap, but well covered again. Innes and Bogue now. Headed before it could settle for Codigoni. Murphy got a good bit of headway and found support. Caitlin Lynch again. Cross from McLeod back into that defensive shape for Dryburgh once more. Happy for Edinburgh to have the possession. Good run from Simmons. Looking for someone in black. McLeod might get there. She might set this up for Markley. Markley's strike throw is off target. Just thought for a minute McLeod might go in the spin and turn, but unselfish, and Markley had space down the edge of the box but didn't execute a shot on target.
Again, another half chance. Like we've had a number of them all match. Another shot off target for FC Edinburgh. They'll be disappointed not to be at least testing the goalkeeper. But that's Simmons getting down that wing and putting in a good ball into the middle. Just nobody from FC Edinburgh in the box ready to receive.
I had to watch for a moment in the middle of that, just as the ball was a little bit of a hot potato, and that is a hot potato because it's been lost at the other side by Tegan Clark, and FC Edinburgh back with the attacking ball with Murphy. Cloud and Murphy linking up. Markley looking for it too, potentially. Into the box it comes. Rutherford was around. Ash Clark now trying to keep it alive for her side, and it is another Edinburgh ball.
Yeah, Ash Clark, she's a really, really pacey, powerful player. She's going to be really important for FC Edinburgh, both going forward and defensively.
Midway through this first period of stoppage time. McLeod back for Caitlin Lynch. Mitchell. Back to Wilkinson. McLeod looking for it. I wondered if she was offside, but she's got it. Was a little shove there. No ball was won. But the pass in the end from Hassett didn't work out, and back with Edinburgh here. It's Wilkinson, but that is not coming down. Decent dig though. Fulsome boot, but too high.
Yeah, Dryburgh starting to look a little bit more tired now. A few slack passes, losing possession of the ball in quite dangerous areas. FC Edinburgh as well, though, looking a little frustrated again with shots from distance. I think fitness is going to be really important. Who can keep the work rate up for longer in this match might just decide it.
Mitchell definitely feels more attacking his defence. McLeod wide. It's just going to run a little too long into Mackay's hands. Tick towards the final 5 minutes or so of this first period of extra time. Ash Clark. We can give that away though. Forward from Innes, but straight back to Edinburgh. Cloud's pass though is intercepted. Bogue, nice flick and play by Moreland. Moreland wide to Robb here. Megan Robb. Oh, and it's just deceived the goalkeeper, taking a nick off the goalkeeper. I think it was going wide, but keeper just wasn't quite 100% sure. And it's a corner kick, and Dryburgh have done absolutely nothing of an attacking sense, and they've got a good chance here.
Yeah, it looks like it just slipped underneath the goalie there. She's obviously just playing it safe, making sure it wasn't going to be going on target, but this is a good chance for Dryburgh to try and get something.
Is Robb then to take for Dryburgh here. In towards the near post, up off Wilkinson's head defensively. Lang, but it's a bit short though. Back to Rob, and defensively a good clearance. And that's almost a counter attack on. Someone's just stopped throwing a track. It is a Dryburgh throw-in.
We've said a few times about her pace, but every time she does it at this stage in the game as well, that is incredible pace shown from Simmons. When there are a lot of tired legs out here, she doesn't look tired at all.
Board from Hassett, but again, no one in maroon. McLeod looking it wide. Back it's going to come towards Rob here to whisk and turn away from Olivia Murphy. Got a lot of work to do here as Rob. Bogue alongside to try and provide a bit of help. It's a long range dig, and it's not far away at all from Innes. Goodness me, that was dipping. I wasn't quite sure if it was going to just duck underneath the bar, but just over the bar. There's a Dryburgh player on the floor, just pausing things. But there were one or two strikes from distance, Kim, which have been a bit speculative, but worth a crack. That definitely was very, very close.
Definitely, I think she just spotted the FC Edinburgh goalie a touch off her line and thought, why not? And we've seen her delivery in this game can be very threatening, so she's clearly got a good strike on her. And yeah, I thought it was just going to dip in, but it's gone over the bar. But yeah, good chance for Dryburgh.
Markley at the other side for keeping the ball in play, but can't find a teammate. As resuming, it was Tegan Clark getting just a moment's treatment, but she's okay for Dryburgh. Markley, ball floating wide here to Simmons. Simmons on the turn here. Now past a couple, past three, but not going to get past four. Just as she's sizing up the shot. Goodness me, it's great skill, but just couldn't quite get the end product. Probably the best bit of skill of the contest.
Yeah, really good chance there. Nick's past two players quickly, and you just think she's going to make it past the third one. Or a Dryburgh player might overcommit and commit a foul in there, but the Dryburgh defence done well to clear that up.
Final 90 seconds or so of this first period. McLeod. Lynch. McLeod, of course, was struggling with cramp a bit halfway through the second half. Has soldiered on really well and doesn't have any worse effects of it. Wilkinson wide. Good play there from Murphy. Keeps it in Emma's path back to Wilkinson. Caitlin Lynch with support from Clark. As Clark gets it back once more. Rutherford. Wilkinson. Little scoop over something a bit different, but not really going to trouble anyone knowing making the run. And there we go, that is the half-time peeps of the whistle from the referee, and still no goals here. It was a bit quiet the first 10 minutes of that first period of extra time, and then despite all the pressure of, well, when I say pressure, more the possession of FC Edinburgh, then we had a moment for Dryburgh at one end. Edinburgh have had their moment too, but we're still, alas, goalless.
Yeah, Edinburgh keeping the pressure up nicely in that first half there, but creating few chances. Dryburgh with probably the best effort with the shot from distance from Hannah Innes, which dipped over the bar, but I think FC Edinburgh getting a little bit frustrated there. They ended that half with a good spell of possession, but then with a ball over the top to no strikers. So I think if they can keep the ball and utilise their really threatening players out wide, that'll be where they can get their goal from. But not much patient play from either team, and both teams really struggling to just keep the ball. I think it's tired legs are showing out there. Both goalies had almost nothing to do, really. So if we can get one goal in this second half here, I think that'll decide the game.
I mentioned it earlier, but FC Edinburgh don't tend to play these kind of long balls to the mills. They do use their wing, they use their pace, and because Dryburgh have been so good defensively in the league despite their position, and today they've looked fairly comfortable. We've talked about just likes of Hannah Innes in the middle of the pitch, that they've almost been forced to try and do things a little bit different, and maybe because they're not used to playing that style, it's not really worked out.
Yeah, that's two championship sides that FC Edinburgh have come up against in the last 2 weeks in Dryburgh and Hutchie, and they lost to Hutchie in the Scottish Cup. So stepping up and coming up against a championship side, which they are familiar with in their cup run during this competition. They've already seen off two championship sides, but competing against better opposition is something that they're not maybe used to, and it's frustrating them a bit. But I think they've been very patient today, and they've been good today. So hopefully we can get some more chances in this second half, and maybe even a goal.
Well, fingers crossed. Or I know many people like penalties. I don't know if the players would like penalties, but might be something to enjoy. But a late winner, as heartache would be for one, would be terrific for another. And it does have that vibe. If one goal comes, it might well be the only one. As we're off and on the way. Final 15 minutes then to decide the Championship League One Cup final. Yes. Competition for these two divisions whittled down to these two, but no goals after 105 minutes. What about after 120 minutes? Bit defensive work for Ash Clark, and gets a throw in for her side. Wilkinson. Lynch looking for it from Rutherford, but back into the goalkeeper here, Shania Gambro. Simmons. Long from Wilkinson. Another player struggling here with cramp for Dryburgh. Ball still in play. Ball around. And this initially they are now floated and lying on the chase, but going too far with Ash Clark around, but Lang will get this one back. Bogue trying to keep it in play. The two of them combine really well. Here's Bogan once more. Fired across by Moreland. Here's Rob, but great challenge in there. Super stuff from Simmons.
I think they just read what Megan Robb's going to try and do every time they're on the wing. She likes to cut in onto her right side, so the defender was patient there. Let Megan Robb show her cards, which way she was going to go, and then just took the ball off of her.
Ball over the top, but again, very comfortable for the goalkeeper. Lynch coming away with that. A cloud. Simmons couldn't quite get one side, but it'll go to the other side here for Rutherford trying to chase. But it'll come through to the goalkeeper of Mackay. Bodies starting to lie around the floor now. One for each side here. Rutherford, who is one of the substitutes across there. Megan Rob below us is just taking a bit of a stretch out as well. Well, I think the pitch has almost turned into a bit of a hospital here. That was fully committed, that, from both players. I think maybe for Rutherford it's probably not cramp, it's more just the effects of the challenge. One or two others, I say, are very much stretching out hamstrings and the like.
Yeah, this cold weather is just a recipe for little injuries, so hopefully everybody can keep warm and stay injury free for the remainder of this match.
You had much extra time, 120 minutes memories at all? I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I can't.
No, most of my experience in cup matches was in uni football, and a lot of those competitions didn't have extra time, so it was straight to penalties. Thankfully for me, I'm not sure my legs could have carried me through 120. But no, I'm not an experienced player with extra time, so I can't imagine how these girls are feeling out here in one, this cold weather, and two, having played this much as well.
At least that's the one thing. It's probably about the ideal kind of conditions to play 120 minutes when it's kind of cold and you get the air in your lungs kind of conditions. There's no wind around, and rather than playing in the height of summer at 25 degrees or something like that. But still a tough shift all the same. I think run and repairs complete from both sides. Final 10 minutes plus anything to add on from the officials for a goal. Otherwise it's going to be from 12 yards. Here's Rob trying to battle past Murphy. And Murphy fairly comfortably done there. Kind of touched on Kim that Megan Rob just maybe trying us to just the same kind of trickery, and it's kind of getting found out a little bit now. She just can't quite find that bit of magic that she's had at certain times. Yeah, and at this stage in the game, I think she's obviously getting tired, and if she's playing through a wee knock too, I think her pace has taken a bit of a hit. The Edinburgh defence are just being patient with her and letting her show which way she's going to go, and they're just chasing her and following her and not letting her get past anymore. Yep, I guess that's another thing. It's remarkable. She's going to probably play the whole game after her injury in the semi-final. No real pattern really for either side in the second half of extra time. But there's still time here for that breakthrough goal. Perhaps almost a golden goal, a winning goal. Murphy for McLeod. Wilkinson. Lynch, Amy Lynch that is, here for Mitchell. Long from Wilkinson, a little flick off Simmons. Is it going to fall here? Not quite. As just sneaking in there was Markley. Substitution here for FC Edinburgh. Nicole Rutherford obviously is feeling the effects of that challenge. And Louise Vaughan on in her place for the final 8 minutes or so, plus any stoppage time. So substitute being substituted. Here's Caitlin Lynch. Little thread through here to the far side. Somebody getting involved. McLeod coming in. But the whistle goes offside flag, I think, up on this stand side here. And just ends that little mini move. Another substitution here for Dryburgh. And Gabrielle Watt is going to come on for Alma Conigoni. Alma Conigoni has absolutely run her socks in And we kind of speculated, there's going to be one chance she'll maybe just get in behind. Hasn't quite worked out. Very good defensive work, but it's certainly been a live wire. Her and Megan Robb, obviously, the kind of perennial live wires in this Dryburgh side.
Yeah, definitely. I think Alma Carrigonis had a good game and defended from the front as well. Really got at the FC Edinburgh defence and tried to win the ball back, and then had some good chances herself, using her pace down the wings and through the middle. So Dryburgh are losing something, taking her off, but like you said, she's absolutely busted gut in this match, and she may well just be a bit spent. So some fresh legs on for Dryburgh up front now.
Maybe a night a penalty shootout as well. Although you maybe fancy Alma going to be one, but there is the odd striker in there that doesn't fancy penalties.
Me being one of them, I hated the penalty shootout. I was definitely not the first to put my name in the hat for a penalty shootout.
How is the record on the penalty shootout?
Taken one, scored one in a competitive shootout.
100% record, best. But now here up the other side, just a good bit of running there from the substitute. Vaughan just came on the pitch here for Edinburgh, and a good slide in. This is a pretty important intervention there from Hassett. Ball around, not quite sitting for Mitchell, who was waiting in black. Murphy going to try and thread through here. Mitchell again lurking, but just shadowed back to the goalkeeper. Definitely, if there was going to be a goal, it's kind of felt like it was going to go Edinburgh's way, but there was that chance for Dryburgh in the first period of extra time, but nothing stand. We're going to a shootout, but good running down the channel here as Murphy forward, Simmons making that run. Simmons in the box over the top of McLeod, and at the back post there, the substitute Vaughan was waiting, just whistled over her and away. What a delivery that is. We've kind of talked about maybe the deliveries haven't been absolutely fantastic for either side, but that was a great ball in.
Yeah, that was a really nice ball, and just a whisker too high there for Vaughan, but a really good chance for FC Edinburgh to steal the game here near the end.
Straight here length away from a connection. Been tight at such a close angle, but now Dryburgh's going to come here. Up the other end. Innes still with energy, but running out of space. And any teammate help. Rob taking a slow one in the deflection, doesn't go out of play though. Ash Clark having trouble keeping hold of the possession. Here's Dryburgh. Have they got a chance in them? Here's Rob. Now a bit of magic from Rob away from Murphy. Two chasing her down though. Murphy, one of those trying to get back. Rob does skip by Simmons, but no one there throwing maroon and didn't have too much else on. Couldn't quite nick a corner either. Ideas being spent here now. Every last plan and thought and chance creations are kind of running out now. Time's running out for either side. Tired bodies out there too. McLeod here for Simmons, getting back forward the other direction. Now looking to take on Tegan Clark, who dots it out. Now attack at the other end we are.
Yeah, the ball's going back and forth, one side to the other. Few chances being created, but both defences having to put in a shift here. Maybe FC Edinburgh can create something from this throwing in an attacking position.
McLeod, I think trying and see if she can whisker a little corner, but can't do so. Ball pinged, you could see the idea looking for Simmons. Back towards Lynch, but taken by Watt. Back into the Edinburgh defensive line. 2 minutes to go plus any extras in this encounter. That's going to be a free kick. Team Clark on the floor for Dryburgh up against Hayden Simmons of FC Edinburgh. I thought the free kick was going in the end, but just the throw in.
So did they, but it is a free kick.
Tired minds and all that for the players, but yeah, I did. That was pretty certainly did signal for the free kick. Wilkinson down the channel here for Murphy. Just away from McLeod though. As we're getting to these closing stages, it looks like a good bit of a penalty shootout. Who do you pick as your player of the match?
I think my player of the match today is Hannah Innes for Dryburgh. I think she's done really well to control the midfield for Dryburgh and win the ball back. It was a tight call with I think a special mention as well to Deborah McLeod for FC Edinburgh. She's had an outstanding match as well. It was a tight call, but I think Hannah Innes just edges it for me. Winning the ball back, playing some important balls through for Dryburgh, while not amounted to any goals yet. I think she's had a really mature game.
Into the extras now, and McLeod trying to thread through. We're into 3 minutes of additional time. Simmons making a run, but not come to anything. 3 minutes to decide a winner the conventional way, or we're about to have a shootout. McLeod. Over the top of a few bodies, Markley trying to keep it alive, but away it's cleared once more by Dryburgh and by Katie Hassett. Wilkinson. Caitlin Lynch here for the side who are very happy in possession this extra time. They've dominated the possession probably for the entire game. In truth, Wilkinson, that doesn't come to anything, but it did take the deflection. 90 seconds left of stoppage time. McLeod thread towards the edge of the box. It's McLeod again here. It's a good ball coming in at the back post, and there was the big chance. Huge opportunity, and that was that for Edinburgh. And the substitute has had a couple of them in extra time, and Louise Vaughan head and hands.
That was the chance, like you said. That was a huge chance for FC Edinburgh to tie up this match. I'm not sure any more chances will come. I better not speak too soon, as FC Edinburgh are on the attack. Well,
McLeod in there again. They're going to get themselves a corner, so not quite done yet. This will be the last chance of the game. Plenty up here, they might as well here as long as they don't get stung by a counter attack. FC Edinburgh. One final corner to try and win the game. Right into a good area once more. It's headed towards goal. It's off the crossbar. And Callum Lynch is there. It's off the crossbar again. And it's nodding around. And how is this not going in? It has been cleared away for another corner. McLeod is in the mix as well. That is what you call a stramash, well and truly, and somehow it has not went into the back of the net.
I think that hit the bar twice.
Yeah, well, it's maybe a good save the first time. That definitely did.
A few huge blocks there from Dryburgh.
They've got another shot here. Another corner for Dryburgh to defend. Over the top of Markley's head. Bobbling around. And now it's cleared away. Dryburgh looking to try and clear. But there is the full-time whistle after 124 minutes. With the biggest bit of drama in the 123rd minute. We are going to penalties here. An enthralling finish. It's been a game which hasn't tons of chances, but it has had its moments. And one or two good chances over the course of the game. In extra time, not too many chances. Probably Edinburgh dominating a lot of the possession. Dryburgh did feel like they were hanging on a little bit in terms of just keeping their shape and defending, which they've been so good at this season despite their position in the league. But penalties decided. Dryburgh to retain the trophy for FC Edinburgh to try and win it. But my goodness, you got your breath back there.
Oh my word, that is an exciting end to a game. Dryburgh some absolutely huge blocks, a great save from the keeper to tip it onto the bar, for then Edinburgh to follow up, hitting the bar from the second attack, and then I think two bodies on the line for Dryburgh to block the shots twice. And yeah, they've come away without conceding. A remarkable end to that match.
Well, I think a few people just grabbing their breaths with that. And well, it's that time where pep talk, but also who's taking the penalties. It's good to have the penalty expert with a 100% record alongside. The tactics for the penalty shootout then. What do you think? I wonder, do you think the coach have had this planned, their 5 penalty takers, or do you think it might be done a little bit on the hoof?
I think they will have. I think that they will both have practiced penalties in training in the lead up to this. I think it would be foolish not to have. Again, both teams have got confident players in both sides. I think that they'll have had 5 girls ready and wanting to take penalties here. We've got 2 really experienced goalies as well. That could well be the deciding factor. I love penalty shootouts to watch them. I don't like taking part in them. So this is a really exciting end to the game for me.
So you see your record, 100% record. Who for and who against?
I was representing the Scottish Unis team, and I took a penalty against Wales and scored. And I was extremely happy that I even hit the target.
Looks like Edinburgh decision was fairly quick in making their call. Of course, we'll need to see what side we're going to be playing at. If you kind of joined us late, well, there was a couple of big chances you could see in the first half for both sides. It kind of toed and froed quite a bit as the game kind of went on in the 90 minutes of regulation time. And then it did kind of peter out a little bit in terms of great chances as the second half went on and the extra time period, but just 1 or 2 moments, including right at the end of that extra time period. Maybe fractionally Edinburgh with the better of the chances, of the good chances over the 120, but not much in it. Perhaps the fairest way to decide this is the shootout, even if it will be cruel to one side in a few minutes' time. So Edinburgh have won, I presume, the toss to go first, or they've decided to go first. It's going to be Amy Lynch then to take the first penalty here. Up against Chantal Mackay. Big to get the first one in, and she has. Rolls it nicely.
Really composed penalty. Just no nonsense.
And the first time the net was rippled this afternoon at the Indodrill Stadium. It's Sophie Aitken now. Yes, it's another good penalty. Good start. High quality start to the shootout. 1-1.
Goalie goes the right way, but I think she just had enough power on it to beat the goalie there. Really nice penalty as well.
Right in the corner. It was going to be difficult to get anything on that. Deborah McLeod, I've seen her at the full-time whistle at any next time, head and hands. Probably exhausted, but just the nature of how that chance at the end didn't quite fall. She's going to try and score here, though. And she does, but just. Keeper dived and kind of went underneath. If another little inch here or there could have been off the studs of the keeper and away.
Yeah, she's gone, looks like down the middle, and the goalie's just taken a step to her left and not been able to get that foot back in time to stop the ball. But yeah, a nice penalty from FC Edinburgh again.
That's another cool penalty from Tegan Clark this time. Scooped it in. Keeper went the wrong way.
Yeah, waited for the goalie to move there, and a nice composed finish into the side netting. Even if the goalie went the right way, I think she's not stopping that.
No, Louise Vaughan was very lively. She did have those couple of moments. One of them, the header, was maybe a bit tough from close range. But that moment at the end, before the chaos, going to try and score here. Oh, it's saved! Keeper read it really well. Wasn't the best penalty in the world, but the first blink from Edinburgh.
Yeah, Chantel Mackay's gone early and made the right decision. Manages to make the save there to give Dryburgh the advantage.
Next up is Hannah. He gave us player of the match. Just quietly did their job so well. Dryburgh side on loan from Aberdeen, looking to pick up a trophy with Dryburgh. And it's in. I think the keeper might have got a touch, but it was right place in the corner. Might have skipped off the inside of the post, actually. One or the other, it's went in, and a little wry smile.
I think it has. I think it's taken the inside of the post and gone in. Again, pinpoint accuracy there from Hannah to get it right on target, get it in the net, and keep Dryburgh with the advantage here.
Emma Mitchell's had a good game for Edinburgh. Kind of need to score here to keep themselves in this, or it'll be match point next. It's Mitchell. That's another cool penalty. Not down the middle, but the keeper went the wrong way.
Yeah, pressure penalty there from her. Really composed finish, and she's done well to keep Edinburgh in it.
3 out of 3 so far for Dryburgh. And Megan Robb, the goal scorer of the solitary goal in last season's League Cup final against Montrose, to play her part from the shootout here to put Dryburgh on the brink. Oh, it's wide! Wide of the target.
Yeah, she'll be disappointed with that. It's usually somebody so clinical to miss the target like that and keep Edinburgh in it again. Big penalty here for Alex Wilkinson. Yes,
and she can now see her side take the lead, and the pressure being Dryburgh. Almost effectively sudden death now on this fifth penalty. Oh, through, and then the keeper went the right way, didn't quite get the full dive, and through the hole in the body, and that is now Edinburgh in their advantage position.
Yeah, Chantal Mackay, I think she'll be disappointed not to save that. Goes the right way and just can't quite get to it. Yeah, now a big pressure penalty for Laura Bogue.
Yes, the captain here, from being in control, it's now flipped the other way. This to stay in it here. It's Laura Bogue, it's the Dryburgh captain. It's in despite the fingertips of the goalkeeper. And we are well and truly into sudden death now. We are at 4-4 between the two sides.
Wow, yes, that's a good penalty. Goalie unlucky, but I think she's just put it high enough and hard enough to stop the goalie having any chance.
It's Caitlin Lynch then for FC Edinburgh. And the sudden death, have they got the advantage? Going first, it's Lynch. And rolls it down the middle again. The keeper kind of went to her right, our left as we see it, but wasn't going to catch that.
Yeah, keeper commits early. Clever play from Caitlin just to let the goalie go, make the decision, and then she can just play it down the middle.
So next up, another experienced figure of Katie Hassett, who came off the bench. Has to score here, Dryburgh in the situation every time. It's Hassett. It's over the bar! It's Edinburgh's time! They are League Cup champions! Everyone in to celebrate with the goalkeeper, Shania Gamro. And Dryburgh's run as holders comes to an end. It was cruel for them, but it's a sweet moment for FC Edinburgh. They are the League Cup champions.
Yeah, disappointing penalty to end it there for Dryburgh, but credit to FC Edinburgh today. They put in a really gritty performance. While there was few and far between chances in front of goals, their defence had a really good game as well. Kept them in it all match when Dryburgh had some very good chances. And some good penalties from FC Edinburgh to carry them through to this victory. They can be really proud of themselves today and enjoy their night tonight as well, I imagine.
Absolutely. As always on those difficult wins for Dryburgh, they had great joy last year, but having to be consoled here by the coaching team as they are on the wrong side of the shootout this time. But you know, I say a couple of the penalties there, the difference. But you talked about the quality actually, the shootout, for much of that shootout, some great penalties. Yeah,
some really nice finishes from both teams, to be honest. Both goalies were able to put on the pressure. One good save from Chantal Mackay, but just not enough on the day for Dryburgh, who again, they can be really proud of their performance today. A really, really composed and professional defensive display from them to keep a very, very attacking and in-form FC Edinburgh at bay. To not concede is an achievement itself, especially in a cup final when the stakes are so high, but they'll be disappointed to have lost a claim over this title. But like we said, credit to FC Edinburgh. Really, really good performance from them today, and they're going home with the cup.
And we've talked a lot throughout the course of the game as we get ready for the trophy proceedings to come, that these are two sides effectively next door to each other. If they're in one big long league table, okay, a league apart, so Edinburgh probably are scoring more goals, etc., because of perhaps the difference of the leagues in terms of as you go into League One. But Edinburgh are a side that are clearly looking to get into the next phase of, or next division up, or had a good start to the season. So you can see that it was a very well matched final, and a lot of 0-0 games, 120 minutes can be quite dull, tedious affairs, but there wasn't tons of chances, but a lot of tension, a lot of bits and good challenges in there, and opportunities all the way through that kept everyone intrigued that was here, and a decent crowd here in Alloa today.
Yeah, I think Edinburgh, they're looking to get promoted, and going off of this match, if they get promoted into the Championship, then we're definitely in for some exciting and close games from FC Edinburgh. And Dryburgh, I think they can take a lot from this performance and carry that into the rest of their league campaign, and hopefully for them start getting some of the results that they deserve, picking up more points and moving up off the bottom of the table. But yeah, we've had a really exciting match here, few chances, but a real stramash at the end, and then penalty shootout to finish it, which is exciting fashion for us as a neutral. But yeah, congratulations to FC Edinburgh again, and commiserations to Dryburgh.
I almost a sense of kind of like good defending to clear off the line from Dryburgh. They hung in that last couple of chances. Edinburgh had the chance which they couldn't get over the line with Vaughan first, and then the kind of corner that played out with the kind of the chaos that ensued from that. But you know, with those couple of big chances at the end, almost the momentum of that, and almost maybe feel that Edinburgh got the rewards in the shootout because of, you know, they were the side that in extra time looked like the side that if they're going to create a chance, it was going to be them.
Yeah, I think my heart is still racing from that final moments in the extra time. So if that's me as a neutral, I think FC Edinburgh they'll be still riding off that, thinking we could have just had it there, which might have carried them into the penalties. Think the more confident side, and I think over the course of the full 120 minutes, they maybe did just edge it as the better team, kept the ball well, had really nice spells of possession, created few chances, which is credit to Dryburgh's defence. But yeah, a good performance overall from FC Edinburgh, and coming away with the cup, it will be, I think, a big impact on their league. I think they'll go into the league feeling really confident, and I wouldn't want to be the next team in the league facing them after this result.
Yeah, I mentioned Andy Enwood earlier. Of course, a experienced coach at Hearts. You've seen the turn of Hearts back into the top flight. They've been at Hibs as well. He's a very much a respected coach in the women's game, coming to FC Edinburgh and the project that they've got going here. So I guess great for him, not long in the job, and a winner's medal for him.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of meeting Andy before the final when we went through to watch FC Edinburgh play Edinburgh Cali, and yeah, he sounded like he had lots of great plans for this team, and he's got them playing very organised, and he's got a game plan set out for them which they're executing every week. While they still got frustrated today, I think they were still trying their usual of getting out wide, and only a few times looking frustrated. But he's got a really good set of players here who are willing to put in the work for him and for each other, and they're getting the rewards of it.
Hopefully we should be underway shortly with the ceremony, and all the dignitaries. Very McLaren down there, chair amongst them all. A bit cold to stand out for too long, and it's getting chillier by the second in this frostbite week we've had.
Yeah, I don't mind being up in the commentary box instead of down on the pitch. We've got some good names down there helping out with the presentation. We've got the Eves, Caroline and Marissa, the Provost of Clack, Manager Donald Balsillie, the Chair Vivian McLaren, and Board Member of SWF David Stephen as well.
We have Caroline Gilmer and Marissa Guilty from the Eves, who
So
performed the official song of Scottish Women's
both sides
Big Love.
ready to go in a moment.
Welcome to all of our presentation party this afternoon.
Maybe I'll hear the
First of all, please welcome to collect their
PA
medals.
announcement to the crowd. Match officials going to get their souvenirs first.
His assistants, Christopher Irving
Stuart Rodfoot, the referee, and his officials going to get their souvenirs. Fair, not too much controversy in the game. The referees did the job fairly well. A couple of yellow cards, wasn't anything too crazy to kind of worry about. The referees marshalled the final well.
Yeah, I think they've done well. I think there was maybe one offside or two offsides maybe in the whole match. Not a lot to do for the officials, but yeah, overall quite a quiet game in terms of fouls or any dirty or aggressive play. So, and then we have Hannah Innes, player of the match, getting the award presented by the Clack Manager Provost Donald Balsillie.
It's not often you give a play of the match to a losing player. Obviously at the time it was 0-0, but you could have picked you mentioned as well Deborah and Cloud, which we'll probably touch on when they're getting their medals, but Hannah Innes, just you can tell that she'll learn a lot from the experience on loan at Dryburgh that could kick her on to being an SWPL player at Aberdeen, where she is at the moment on loan from.
Definitely, I think she had, like we said, a really mature performance today. Just did all the hard work well, won the ball back, got in and amongst the Edinburgh midfield, really disrupted their play. And I think that was why I gave her the award today. I think a really good performance from her.
And there's many good performances from Dryburgh. We touched on, how Magic Megan Roberts obviously didn't score the penalty, but during the game, just a couple of flashes of good moments in there after, probably, I guess at some point, pretty close to maybe not being playing in this final the way the injury looked, but everyone putting a good shift here. And there is a sense, you talked about it, the way they play in the league, and they haven't conceded too many goals. If they can just find a few more goals, I think they'll be okay in the league, and there's still plenty of time to go. Yeah,
like you said, some good performances there, from Melissa Gormley and Darren Golan and Megan Robb herself. I think she had a good game, and to play 120 after not even knowing if she was going to be in the squad today, is credit to her to come on and put in a gritty performance like that. And like you said, I think despite the loss today, they can be really proud of their performance today and take that on into the league with positives and hopefully start getting some good results in the league to take them up that table.
We've had a good year as champions, and I'm sure they'll have a go next season again. But not to be by the barest of all margins for Dryburgh. But now here come FC Edinburgh. And we touched on, Deborah McLeod was perhaps a standout in there, but again another team performance, maybe expected because 120 minutes of not maybe scoring but not conceding either. There was quite a few players that stood out today.
Yeah, Jaden Simmons, to name one, Emma Mitchell, both had really great games. And Nicole Rutherford, when she came on, although she went off injured, I think that a number of those FC Edinburgh players had a really, really good performance today. And they're obviously a fit team. I think that fitness helped them in extra time, creating those late chances. But yeah, a number of those players could have been in contention. I do think that Deborah McLeod stepping up as well after who came off? Danielle Forsyth came off injured. She stepped up, took on the captain's armband, and put in a really good performance as a leader, and has helped her club pick up their first piece of silverware.
Yep, the players getting their medals, and there is at the back Danielle Forsyth, and she mentioned about being part of a cup final when her Hibs days, and she was pretty much in tears having to go off because of injury early in the second half after a challenge right at the end of the first half. But it didn't disrupt FC Edinburgh too much. Deborah McLeod, another vocal figure, had an excellent game, took over the baton of captaincy, but now Danielle Forsyth can get the trophy. A side who are looking to go up the pyramid, ambitious, top of the league. Was this the start of something a bit special for the name of FC Edinburgh in Scottish women's football? Here's Danielle Forsyth limping in, hobbling in. She'll get there and she'll lift the trophy. It's FC Edinburgh, your League Cup winners, your champions for 2022. And a great moment for the club. That'll be an iconic moment, the hobbling trophy lift, but well deserved.
That FC Edinburgh team are like the walking wounded out there. They've got a couple girls hobbling around, but I'm sure that won't deter their celebrations tonight.
Great scenes. Family members in already and everything. Great stuff, and plenty of Edinburgh supporters in the stands. As we see these shots, just final thoughts, Kim. An absorbing game, and then obviously if Persists out, there's always going to be despair and agony for one and delight for the other. But as I said, they're FC Edinburgh. This could be the start of something because they are a side that are really looking to go on up.
Yeah, they've had a great league campaign so far. To top it off with this cup win for them, I think they could go on and have a really, really great second half of the season. They're not a team to be messed with. They've got talent all over the pitch. They're great at scoring goals. They've obviously got a good defence as well. And this will just be the start for them, I think. They'll be looking to go on, get promotion into the Championship, and maybe even go further. Looking forward to next season with them and the second half of this season already.
Yes, definitely. They want to be a name part of the scene in Edinburgh and Scottish women's football, and what a start they've made to this season. They are the winners here. Kim, great to have your thoughts. It's been great fun throughout the course of 120 minutes and more.
Thanks very much, Callum. Yeah, I've had a lot of fun today, and I was glad to be in this warm spot instead of down at pitch side, so thanks very much for having me.
No problem at all. Thank you very much for your company for a live stream. It's went all the way, but we'll leave you the scenes as FC Edinburgh picking up silverware. They are your League Cup champions. From all of us here at the Indodrill, it's a very good evening.
Interviews? Are they down there already? Thanks very much.
No worries, that was good fun.
I'm sure I'll see you again.
Yes, hopefully.